pesticide problems. So again, to refresh your memory, we have to have them because if not, we cannot grow food in the quantity that we need to meet the needs of the population. One of the biggest problems is this evolution and resistance. We talked about this in the chapter about changes in a population and changes in an ecosystem. When you spray a pesticide, if an organism, like let's say an insect that's eating a crop, obtains a little bit of the chemical but somehow finds a way to survive, when it reproduces offspring, it's going to reproduce offspring with immunities to the pesticide. So the pesticide actually will stop working, and this is why they say it leads to a financial treadmill, because it's going to cost the farmer more money because he's going to require more pesticides. So it's quite the problem. But we as organisms are designed to evolve, so being exposed to, like we're exposed to bacteria and our body finds a way to fight it, well, pests are going to do the same thing. They're exposed to a chemical that's designed to kill, they're going to find a way to survive. Broad spectrum, another problem. You spray a pesticide that's designed for a specific insect, yet it can harm a lot of the surrounding organisms because they could get a sample of the poison and be affected by the poison. So it could harm natural predators that are supposed to get rid of the pest. It ends up harming them. Persistence. Most of these chemicals, like DDT, they don't break down, so they last a really long time in the environment, and there's nothing that'll break them down. Like CFCs, same thing. They just last, and you can't really do anything about it. So this one is complicated. This is the perfect example of DDT and why it became such a problem. You spray the chemical, DDT. It's targeted for a specific pest. The pest takes in the chemical, and it accumulates in their tissue. Then it amplifies in terms of toxins. And when they are eaten by another organism, it magnifies. So if an insect gets the DDT, it accumulates in its tissues and it becomes a stronger dose of the toxin. And if we eat the insect, which we don't, but let's just say, we would have a higher level of the toxin in our body. And that shows you a picture of a food chain. So they sprayed DDT and it affected, let's say, it went into the water and the zooplankton got a piece of it, and then the fish ate it, and as you go higher in the food chain, they got higher levels of the toxin. And the most affected, and how they found out, was the eggs of a bird. When the bird laid egg, the level of toxin was extremely high because from the mother to the child, it increased even more. Circle of prism or boomerang effect. If we ban the pesticides here, what do you think can happen?
They could bring it somewhere else, the ones that already have it, like birds, like how you're flying.
Yeah, it could travel. It could travel not just with birds, but remember they linger. They don't go away because nothing breaks them down, so the wind will push them across and they'll end up in other areas. So even though we ban DDT here, some areas still use it, we still see the effects of DDT here. And those are just some laws, and I put them there, and you can never say I didn't tell you, but you don't have to know them on the test.